This week, I'm finally smoothing out all of the textured walls in the bedroom and giving them a fresh coat of paint. I've also bought a canvas that costs less than a lunch, and I'm finally trying that DIY I saved in 2022, thinking I'd totally do it next weekend. And honestly, she's about to be a masterpiece.
So we are down to our last blue wall, and it's going today, along with some other things that I gotta do, but that's the first thing that's gonna get knocked off on this list today. I just don't know how I'm gonna move all of this furniture. We got some big, sort of bulky items here. Dog bed, that's easy. You look really concerned. It's okay, you're not moving out. Now I'm really worried about this bed. I have been dreading doing this wall because this is where all the furniture is. And this is a very heavy bed. Well, you're adding to the weight, little dude. Can you help me pull this out? I think he just told me to go myself. Okay, I think it moved. I mean, it's still not enough. God damn, there's a lot of dog hair back here. Still not enough room for me to like work, but it's moving. I'm gonna need to vacuum back here. This is really bad. So I don't think that any of this has ever been vacuumed before. It sure it hasn't been the entire time I've been with Tim. Okay, so now that everything's vacuumed up over here, now I gotta take this off. Oh, it's gonna fall on my head because I don't want to get plaster all over our bed. That wouldn't be fun. I think we're in business now. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta put joint compound in the bucket. I ran out last time and I got some at the store the other day, but I never put it in the bucket. All right. Kirby, this is not a box for you, dude. Oh no. No. Why did you open? The bag just tore. This is like the forbidden icing. So for those of you that are new here, you might not know what I'm doing. I just realized I didn't explain it in this video. Basically, what I am doing is a process called skim coating. And the reason why I am doing this is because my walls are textured and I hate the fact that they are. I think it's hideous. So I'm going in and fixing it. And basically this process requires me to slather joint compound all over the wall and then smooth it out with this little like spatula tool. And then I have to sand it once it's dry, and it's just not fun. It's necessary and it's something that I've done throughout the entire house so far. Okay, it's the last wall that needed to be skim coated in this bedroom. Now, I just have to let it dry. And in the meantime, that means that I get to start working on something super exciting. This bedroom is quickly turning into a blank canvas, which is great because it means that now I get to go in and add colors that I really like. Now, adding in all of these different colors into the bedroom is going to take a little bit of time, but I couldn't just get rid of the last colored wall in this bedroom and then have no color whatsoever. So I decided that I could start right here. My reasoning for starting here, I feel like needs no explanation, but I'm gonna say it anyways. This is f***ing ugly. So last week, I ordered something for the bedroom and I'm super excited about it. I need scissors, hold on. I bought a canvas print for one of the many frames that I brought over from my old apartment. I knew that I wanted a specific style of artwork throughout the house, except I wanted it to look like actual paintings instead of like a printed out photo, if that makes sense. So I decided, I was like, okay, well, what's the best way of doing this without spending the hundreds of dollars that it normally costs to get an authentic print of something? So that's when I came across something called Easy Canvas Prints. Now, this is not sponsored. That's important to note here because the second that I looked this up, I realized that Google was really doing its thing. And so then I started to get a bunch of like YouTubers advertising like how great it was. And the problem with that is that I know, and you guys know, that just because something is advertised as being great does not mean that it's actually great. So I decided to take a little bit of a risk and go through them because the cost of the canvas print for them was like, I think when all was said and done for this size, it was like maybe $20 or something like that. I think that was including shipping. And then they gave me like a $16 credit for like my next frame. And I only ordered one of them just in case I absolutely hated it. So we will see. Ah! Okay. But, ooh, that looks really good. That actually looks really good. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting that. I thought it was one of those like you get what you pay for type situations and then it would be kind of garbage, honestly. Because normally even just to print on canvas, like that is expensive. It's for something this size, it's normally like, I don't know, I've seen it online to be like $80 to $100. Like that can get expensive really quickly. And I don't usually think that that's worth it. It's like substantial too. That's shocking. I think Kirby wants this box. He can have it in a minute. So I saw this like, I don't know if you want to call it a hack online so long ago on Pinterest, and I have always wanted to try it. It's been on my to-do list, and today we are going to actually be tackling it. So I didn't just buy a canvas print. Canvas prints are great, but they're flat. Unless you buy something texturized, which again costs a lot of money and it doesn't always look authentic. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to be adding texture to this painting to make it feel like a real painting. And we're going to be doing it for super cheap. The lights up above are kind of blowing it out a little bit. So like it's more vibrant than it looks on camera, but I think that it's beautiful. The hack that I saw online was really kind of creative. So what you're supposed to do is, now this is an extra step that I'm going to do because I don't know what kind of ink they use to print this thing. Some Krylon, but I don't want to risk it like smearing in any areas. So the first step I am going to be doing, Kmar varnish. Now, I've never used this stuff before. Apparently it's not supposed to smear if on the off chance they used inkjet, laser, whatever it's called. It's supposed to prevent that from smearing. I'm gonna go put a coat of this on here, and then I'm gonna show you guys how I'm going to go actually go in and add in the texture. I'm so excited for this. So I got myself some little like newspaper pamphlet-y things so that I can spray this stuff. I mean, obviously it comes out clear, but I don't know how it's gonna impact the cement. So we're gonna cover this anyways. I have my print. And honestly, I kind of want to spray like part of it just in case. Test it out a little bit. Why don't you open it? I know that they like make this child-proof, but I think they made it rose-proof. I can't get it off. Pinch and pull. Well, that's what I'm doing. Thank you. Oh, got it. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's bleeding, which like, that's always a good sign. I'm realizing because it went through the other side, it's probably gonna stick to the paper, but whatever. That looks pretty good to me. I feel safe moving forward with that. Okay. So it's looking pretty good so far. Oh my gosh, I put a rock on there. Oops, okay. And it's definitely gonna have to dry overnight before my next major step. So in the meantime, I'm gonna go prime the walls. Okay, so I have mostly cleared out this bedroom, at least to the best of my ability. I pushed the nightstands to the other side of the room so that they're not in the blast zone. But it is now time for arguably the worst part of this project, and that is the sanding. Is this bed frame coming out of its little nuts? I would do wet sanding, except for the fact that wet sanding doesn't work at all. I wet sanded this wall over here, and I ended up having to go over other parts of it later to sort of like smooth it out. So to avoid that, I'm just going to do the messy route, which is normal sanding. It always gets it really smooth, which is like the whole point, but it's super messy, which really sucks. So I gotta hook myself up and we're just gonna get to blasting. These little things are pink too, to match my outfit, you know? Like they're like the, it's almost like it was intentional. I'm wearing sneakers and they're sliding on the dust that's already in this room. I was standing too close to this bed frame here and like leaning back to try and get my shot. And my foot was sliding on this, this dust that was here. Oh, this is kind of already turning out to be a mess. I needed to wash these sheets anyways, and we already have like a mattress cover on here. It's like a waterproof one, so I'm not really that worried about getting this dirty. This is gonna sound a little ghetto, but like whatever. Especially since joint compound's really cheap to get, but in an attempt to be less wasteful, I wonder if I can take all of the powder, because this is all from joint compound that's been like sanded. I wonder if I could just add water to it and make more. I'm sure that I could. Does anyone know if I can? I feel like that would be kind of fun. I haven't used this thing in forever. Where's the on button? Oh. Oh, that's the light. Never mind. So I ended up having to take a little bit of a break because I went to my water aerobics class, and because I had obviously chlorine in my hair, I had to shower and wash it because I don't want to like screw up my hair. Like if it's wet and there's dust flying everywhere, I'm gonna end up with like caked on like white like paste is what it's going to turn into in my hair. So I've got a shower cap here. I'm just going to. There we go. Boom. Now I need my mask. Is this loosen? This is really hard to do with a shower cap on. You know, sometimes I wonder, because you can see out this window, or inside of this window, since there's no curtains up right now. Oh no, my hair's falling down. Oh no. Sometimes I wonder if my neighbors think I'm crazy. Sometimes I make eye contact with them in the courtyard while I'm like doing some of this stupid stuff. I think some of them might think I'm nuts, but that's okay. So I'm currently trying to get some work done. In my workspace, I've got these two doing absolutely nothing. Working hard or hardly working, huh boys?
What? Don't give me sass.
You can be sass all the time.
True.
Reg, you have anything to say for yourself, little dude? Unbothered? Well, you're breathing, so I know you're alive. I'll just have to work around them. Now it's time to prime. But I think I'm gonna open the window so that I don't gas these two out. Okay, I think I'm done priming for right now, so now I just gotta let this dry. In the meantime, I'm gonna go back to my painting. Okay, so I ended up doing a second coat of that clear coat stuff, like 2 hours later, and then I let it dry overnight. And it still looks really good. I almost arguably think it looks a little more vibrant. So now comes the fun part. So I got my painting, some paint brushes that I just had lying around. These ones were like, I got them at a craft store, $4.99 for 25 pieces. And the Shining Star Mod Podge. Okay, so we're gonna do a little before and after. So this is the before. It's not textured. It's all flat, obviously. It's on canvas. So oddly enough, I've never even used Mod Podge before. I don't really know how to use this. Okay, so the idea here is apparently, according to the internet, which is not always the most accurate source. God, why won't you open? Okay, we're just gonna take this Mod Podge and we're going to create brush strokes. And the one that I got is matte, because apparently matte is what you should use if you want it to look like an actual painting. One of the things that I read online that's really important is to work in layers, because in order to create like a really textured look, you're supposed to have like more dimension and like, I don't know, apparently that's easier to sort of obtain when it's through layers. Not only that, but like I think that after this like sheen was put on there and stuff, I don't think it's the most matte. And so I think that if I just do this, that it will be. So I want like an even sheen across the entire thing. Maybe like a little more of a dabbing motion around the clouds to make them seem sort of like more blotted. Oh, and maybe the trees too. This is feeling, again, very much like another one of those like trust the process type processes. I've never, like I said, I've never used Mod Podge before, so like I know that like it's supposed to dry on clear, but I have my doubts. I feel like Bob Ross over here. All right, so I got the first coat on. I'm gonna let this dry for at least 30 minutes. So now while this is drying, then I should probably go put a coat of paint in that bedroom so that that can get to drying too. So I'm gonna go do that. Okay, so this is super random, but while I have the paints out, I'm going to do this. So I did these like plaster flowers, I think a couple weeks ago when Tim was not home. And I have not sealed them yet with paint. So I don't think that Tim was aware that these would just come off with water. Of course, I didn't tell him that, but not anymore, because I'm about to seal these. Brush some paint over them real quick. Seal them right up. They're not going anywhere now. Now they're stuck here. So it is the next day, and I did several coats of this off camera just because I didn't want to keep repetitively showing you guys the same thing. And so far it's turning out a lot better than I expected. So that being said, I think it only needs like maybe one more coat. So I'm gonna show you guys the last one before I seal it and put it in the frame. Okay, so I have my painting. I already put the top coat on it, and now I just have to hang it and see how it looks. I'm so excited. Fuse box is so ugly, or I should say breaker box. Ah! I love it. I think it looks so good there. I love how much of a difference that makes. But now I just have to put the rest of the room back together. Okay, so because Tim does absolutely nothing, I figured now might be a good time to ask him to pull his weight a little bit and help me move this furniture back from which it came. Can you pull your weight a little bit here and help me move the furniture?
Sure, yeah. All you gotta do is ask, sweetie. Sweetie, I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. All you have to do is ask for help.
Then you don't help.
What are you talking about? I got right up. What do you want to do?
It's because you know you're mic'd and you're being held accountable, you know?
How dare you?
Okay, we just need to push the bed back. I think we should probably push it from the front though. Reggie looks up.
Easy, there you go, good boy.
What do you think?
Looks good.
Yeah, I think it looks so much better.
Yeah, I agree.
No more texture. All right, Reggie, you wanna go for your walk?
Slam cut.
Now that I have finally finished getting rid of the texture and the blue walls are no more, I can't wait to start making intentional design choices in here, including adding color. The DIY painting covering the ugly old breaker box was just the beginning. If you're interested in videos like the one you're watching now, then this video here might be worth a watch.